welcome to my channel. My name is Ejrin. This week we will talk about English consonants. As you remember from the last week, we have talked about English vowels, and this week we will talk about English consonants. My reference again, FutureLearn. And let's start with what is MOOC and FutureLearn. MOOC is a massive online course platform that you can find any type of course inside, and as you may remember, FutureLearn is one of those courses. FutureLearn is generally an online learning platform in partnership with 23 leading universities, the British Council, British Museum, and British Library to provide learning opportunities that let people gain new skills. And this week's course is improved by Amanda White Alsheriff and Cecilia Montenegro Perez from British University, Amsterdam. So, let's start with our topics. First, let's look at our content table for this week. First, we will talk briefly about English consonants. We will have an introduction to consonants. Then we will talk about consonant clusters, then aspiration. Then we will see the difference between clear L and dark L. Then we will talk about why English has silent letters. Then we will look at different pronunciations of ch, and we will see some different word endings in pronunciation. Then we will also see some other types of different pronunciations, like we say them tricky consonants. There are different pronunciations of t. Then we will see j. Then we will see a different pronunciation between S and Z. Then we will also see R and L and W, V, B, and F. And yes, we will talk a lot of them and we will see a lot of examples of them. So let's start. Again, yes, we have an introduction to consonants. Consonants are denoted in a consonant grid. This is the IPA consonant grid that includes consonants in English language. Different from the vowels in consonant pronunciation, we modify the airflow. We have three parameters in articulation of consonants. First is voicing, second is manner of articulation, and third is place of articulation. In consonant grid, whenever you find two consonants in a one cell, you will understand the left one is voiceless and the right one is voiced. And yes, what do you think about vowels? Do you think vowels are voiced and or voiceless? Yes, if you said vowels are voiced, you're right. All vowels in English language are voice sounds. And yes, look at our, this is voicing, by the way. I mean, this is the differentiation between voiced or voiceless is our voicing parameter, and our second parameter is manner of articulation. In this grid, you will see that we have rows like plosive, nasal, fricative, approximant, and lateral approximants. These rows are our manner of articulation, and we have columns also in this grid. You can see that bilabial, labiodontal, dental, alveolar, postalveolar, palatal, velar, and glottal, and these are our third parameter, place of articulations. In place of articulations, we have our placement, our biological structure is important, like we will use our teeth, lips, alveolar, ridge, heart plot, velum, uvula, and our tongue. So these structures, these organs are important for our third parameter. Place articulation. This articulation shows us how we can correct the letters, how we can pronounce letters correctly. let's look at consonant clusters as our second topic for this week. A consonant cluster is a group of two or more consonant sounds that come together in a word without any vowel sound between them. In other words, it's when consonants stick together in pronunciation. For example, SP in spot, STR in street, and MP in lamp. And our third topic, we have aspiration. In English, the consonants P, T, and K are pronounced with aspiration, with extra breath, at the beginning of a syllable. In this way, P, T, K are clearly contrasted with B, D, and G. Thus, aspiration can be used to convey a different meaning. We have some examples here, for example, by and pie. You can hear difference with the pronunciation. With the pie, we have extra breath while pronouncing it. Also, we have another example like base and pace, bear and pear, touch and touch, down and town, dare and tear, gold and cold, ghost and coast, guard and cart. You can see the aspiration. You can notice aspiration while pronouncing it. And our next topic is clear L and dark L. In English, the consonant L can be pronounced two different ways, depending on the position of L in a word. Two different pronunciations are called clear L and dark L. As light L, we have examples like left, please, belong, willing, and color. But as dark L, we have file, apple. As you can see in those examples, like the last letter E is silent. So L is kind of at the end of the word. Also, we have filter, will, and holder as a dark L example. And our next topic is why English has silent letters. We have some topics for this. For example, the first reason is many silent letters exist because they were pronounced but the spelling stayed the same. For example, very before, like very beginning of the history, tough wasn't pronounced like tough, like we pronounce in nowadays. It was pronounced like all the letters are pronouncing way, and also bite. We pronounce bite in bite, but they used to pronounce bite as bitte. Yes, I know that sounds very awkward, but this is a tricky way of English language. Our second reason is the great vowel shift changed vowel sounds, making them some letters like final E silent. We have talked that while in some words there is a E at the word, E at the end, like Paul. We saw in the previous page, but E is silent, so we don't pronounce E. We say Paul. We don't say Pole. We say Paul. E is silent. And our third reason is some letters were added for prestige to resemble Latin or French. For example, debt from detti, like, while all languages have some words and different pronunciations away from another languages. So this is also natural for English. And our last reason is others became silent because they're part of difficult combinations like handkerchief. It's hard to pronounce, so people don't pronounce it this way. And yes, our next topic is different pronunciations of ch. We have 3 different pronunciations for these combinations. First is chair, like you hear some kind of voice of ch. We have examples for this like church, chocolate, beach, research, cheap, and approach. You can hear the ch sound. And our second pronunciation type is ki, k. An example of school, or we can say monarchy, Christmas, orchestra, chemistry, ache, or chaos. And our third pronunciation way is some kind of sh voice, like brochure, champagne, machine, Chicago, and Faraday. I don't know what does that mean, but yes, you can hear the difference between them. And yes, let's talk about word endings. English has final word endings of up to 1 to 4 consonants. For one final consonant ending, we can say grab, neck, and hell. You can hear one voice. And two final consonants, we can give example of grabbed, necks, expect. As three final consonant ending, we can say helps, aspects, stamps. You can hear the difference between them. And for final consonant, we can give examples of glimpsed and context. Again, let's pass through our next topic. It's different pronunciations of the. Again, as ch combination, we have different type of pronunciations also in this combination. First one is this, that, the, although, and breath. You can see it's some kind of thick voice, and the other combination we can say think, thanks, true, met, north, depth, sixth, and mouth. It's I don't know how can I say in this in English, but we can say that for my native language, for Turkish, it sounds like peltek. It's like a peltek voice, similar to Turkish. Our next topic is, again, we say that we have tricky consonants in English pronunciation, so we are talking about them actually as a separate way. Our next topic is pronunciations of j, and there's different pronunciation types. For example, for G, you can say go and back, like G, hard G sound, back of mouth. And as third one, you can give example of fusion and measure, some kind of soft Z sound, middle of mouth. And third one, we can give example of job and June. It's kind of Jew sound at the pronunciations of it. Yes, that was all. We have different pronunciations of S and Z. These voices are also some some complications for non-native speakers, but in word initial you can hear the difference, like sue and zoo, sip and zip, seal and zeal. If they are in the medial of the word, you can say muscle and muzzle. You can see that how can I say again? Anyway, fussy and fusy. And if they're at the end of the word, you can hear that advice and advise, rise and rise, lose and lose. These difference is also very important for our intelligibility because they can lead to very, very complications. They can lead very important complications for intelligibility, so you need to be careful while pronouncing them. And our second, I'm not going to say second, we have a lot of tricky consonants, but our next tricky consonant is different pronunciations of R and L. These are also very complicated for non-native speakers, but R you can hear clearly in red, car, and red, but L you can also clearly notice that light, feel, bow. Yes, they're actually very clear, but you can see in this picture how our tongue should be, how our tongue should be in a position. Like when you're saying R, your tongue is a little curled inside through our mouth, but when you are saying L, it's just directly through our upper teeth. You can see it clear. You can see the difference clearly from here. And next we will talk about different pronunciations of W, V, B, and F. For W, you can hear how it's pronounced clearly while saying water, window, and week. For V, as you can see in this picture, you need to do your mouth like this. You can hear the sound clearly. And for example, you can say very, love, and give. For B sound, we have book, baby, and job. And lastly, for F sound, we have fine, coffee, and after. And yes, this is our page. And our last page is different pronunciations of sh and ch sounds. In she, fish, and shop, you can hear that sh sound. But in the next one, for chair, watch, teacher, actually we have seen this sound in different pronunciations of ch sound. It's similar like this. And for the first one also you can say Spanish, Polish, and Egyptian. You can see the sound clearly also in these examples. And the second one you can say Chinese, Czech, and French. You can see that ch sound. And yes, this is our topic for this week. This is my comment. As I told you in the beginning of our presentation, I'm learning all these stuff, all these lessons in the Future Learn course that you can find it on MOOC. It's an interactive course that you can also write your comments below down the page. And this is my bibliography. I use MOOC and Future Learn, and I use Canva for this slide. And this is all. Thank you for listening to me. See you next week.